So speaking of the Justice Department, CIA and intelligence agencies of that nature, which you've been traveling quite a bit, probably tracked by everybody. Which is the most powerful intelligence agency, do you think? CIA, Mossad, MI6, SVR? Keep going. the Chinese.
It depends what you mean by powerful. Which one bats above its weight? We know. Which one is
Mossad, just to be clear, I guess is what you
Well, of course, tiny country, very sophisticated intel service. Which one has the greatest global reach in comms? Which one is most able to read your text? I assume the NSA, but Chinese clearly pretty good. Israel's pretty good. The French actually are surprisingly good for kind of a declining country. Their intel services seem pretty impressive. No, I love France, but you know what I mean? and all that. So the question, I mean, I grew up around all that stuff, but that's all totally fine. Like a strong country should have a strong and capable intel service, so its policymakers can make informed decisions. Like that's what they're for. And so as Vladimir Putin himself noted, and I don't talk about it very much, but it's true. I applied to the CIA when I was in college because, I was familiar with it because of where I lived and had grown up and everything. And I was like, seemed interesting. That's honestly the only reason. I was like, live in foreign countries, see history happen. Like, I'm for that. I applied to the operations directorate. They turned me down on the basis of drug use, actually. True. But anyway, whatever. I was unsuited for it. So I'm glad they turned me down. But the point is, I didn't see CIA as a threat, partly because I was bathing in propaganda about CIA and I didn't really understand what it was and didn't want to know. But second, because my impression at the time was it was outwardly focused. It was focused on our enemies. I don't have a problem with that as much. The fact that CIA is playing in domestic politics and actually has for a long time, was involved in the Kennedy assassination. That's not speculation. That's a fact. And I confirm that for someone who had read their documents that are still not public, is shocking. Like, you can't have that. And the reason I'm so mad is I really believe in the idea of representative government, acknowledging its imperfections. But like, I should have some say. I live here. I'm a citizen. I pay all your freaking taxes. So the fact that they would be tampering with American democracy is so outrageous to me. And I don't know why Morning Joe is not outraged. This parade of dummies, highly credentialed dummies they have on Morning Joe every day, that doesn't bother them at all. How could that not bother you? Why is only Glenn Greenwald mad about it? I mean, it's confirmed. It's not like a fever dream. It's real. They played in the last election domestically. And I guess it shows how dumb I am because they've been doing that for many years. I mean, the guy who took out Mossad lived on my street, one of the Roosevelt CIA officer. So, I mean, again, I grew up around this stuff, but I never reached the obvious conclusion, which is that if the U.S. government subverts democracy in other countries in the name of democracy, it will over time subvert democracy in my country. Why wouldn't it? The corruption is like core. It's at the root of it. The purpose of the CIA was envisioned, at least publicly envisioned, as an intel gathering apparatus for the executive so the president could make wise foreign policy decisions. What the hell is happening in country X? I don't know. Let me call the agency in charge of finding out. The point wasn't to freaking guarantee the outcome of elections.